Hi, this is Janina Landis, and this is my technology toolkit, mainly focused around middle school grades 6th through 8th and special education. According to the Horizon report, the deeper learning approaches focuses a lot on that critical thinking, problem solving, project-based learning, challenge-based learning. So I looked into different web-based activities or sites and applications that students utilize within our district to focus on that. So for Nearpod, Nearpod is a web-based and allows teachers and students to create interactive lesson plans or activities. They're able to create different types of things like quizzes, polls, virtual field trips. So, and they're also able to share that with their classmates in order to quiz them as well. So, within this, I provided a video on how it works and then also an article on the benefits of it. For Explain Everything, this is used quite often with our 8th graders. It's web-based as well and provides an interactive and collaborative learning experience for students. They're able to create tutorials, animated stories, presentations. Our 8th grade math class recently just used it to demonstrate their understanding of a chapter that they just recently had learned and were able to demonstrate their understanding through creating problems about their chapter. So, and then they're able to share that with the teacher and other students. Storyboard That is web-based. It's a storyboard creator and allows students to create their own storyboards online. I found that this would be a very beneficial thing to use with my instructional ELA class with any novels that we read, and to demonstrate not only summarizing the key concepts, but explaining maybe what happened in a chapter. We're currently reading a novel as an 8th grade, and I try and focus with my students on giving summaries since that is what their IEP goals focus on. And instead of doing it within writing, they can create different scenarios like this by highlighting the key points and situations of what happened within that chapter or within a section that we read. So I felt that this would be very beneficial. It allows for a lot of creativity and uniqueness for the students, and it has an extensive library with different backgrounds, different characters you can create. You can also upload your own stuff that they allow. And it can really be used with any class or curriculum. And within this, I provided the website, but also a how to use video as well. The Smithsonian Learning Lab is an online lab, allows students to discover many things through a digital platform. They're able to create their own content and share their information with others. And within this, I provided an article about what teachers love about Smithsonian Lab, and then also an video introducing how to use it. So Keynote is an Apple application. Really, it's similar to Google Slides or PowerPoint, and we utilize this a lot with our students. We do a lot of presentations throughout the year, and we actually use it as our final 8th grade project that I'll talk about shortly. And it allows for obviously visual presentations. Students are able to make it their own by adding different visual effects, transitions, animations, creating their own diagrams, and even able to record audio clips if they would prefer. Keynote, along with Google Slides allows for collaboration between students. So some things that are highlighted here are some Keynote features, some pros and cons about using it, and then a video on how to use it. So we use Keynote as our final project for 8th graders. Students in 8th grade At the end of the year, they create a project called Life 101, and it's basically they create a life for themselves as an adult. They take an interest survey online to help gauge a career for them if they don't already know. They do a little bit of research, they look up the salary, things like that. Then they decide on a career based on what their interest was, and then they're given a salary, and from that salary they have to create a life for themselves and budget for themselves. So they need to look up a place to live, anything that they need for transportation. If they want to buy a car, if they're going to use public transportation, they need to look up utilities and costs, cell phone, internet, and any entertainment budget that they want to have. And then what they do is they use either Pages or Google Sheets to create a visual budget for themselves, and it helps them realize what they can afford and what they can't afford. So this past year, we incorporated more technology into our project. It used to be just research that they would present through paper, construction paper, within a binder. And this past year, we incorporated an online interest survey rather than a paper version that we've had for years, and incorporated them to be able to use a presentation format, so Keynote or slides or any other presentation that they wanted. So even Explain Everything was an option. And as you can see here, they create a pie chart, and they have to provide receipts and bills for all of these activities or bills that they have to budget for. And then they take all that information and they create a presentation in some format. So they take all their information, presented in most using Keynote or Google Slides. And then over here is our budget sheet. So they take their total monthly income, which they get their salary, and then they also have to do the math to figure out their income per month, and then they budget themselves. And then we take that budget and we look to see how much of their overall monthly budget percentage wise does that cost. And then their goal is to obviously either get to zero or get really close to zero, because we also do allow them to have savings as well. And then from that, they create a pie chart and present that. We also allow students to be roommates with each other, which Keynote and Google Slides really allows them to collaborate with each other because they're able to work on the same document or share their information between each other. So this is what a final project would look like. They have a About Me, which gives us their information on where they chose to live, what career they have, what their monthly budget is, and then it just gives a slide basically per area that they looked in. And we also encourage students that, you don't have to have all of this, but it does have to be mentioned in their assignments. So if they choose not to have cable because they chose to have Netflix and Hulu instead, they need to choose that. Or if they chose not to have a cell phone, they need to explain that. So although we encourage them to try and have everything, some of them we really talk to them about the fact of how maybe their budget won't allow it, and give them creative ways and help them figure out creative ways to move forward with it. So yeah, so that is my technology toolkit. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.